Morning. Today we'll be doing the CV axles on a 2015 Honda CRV. So first step is going to be jacking up whatever side of the vehicle you're rechanging. We're going to be doing both of them today. One's got a pretty good leak in the boot and the other one's clicking pretty good, so just go ahead and swap them both out. Also, it'll give me a chance to kind of look at all the rubber bushings and everything that are in there. You'll need some basic hand tools, specifically a 36mm socket for your axle nut, and then whatever else tools. We'll go over the sizes as we get into it, but first step, you just jack whatever side of the car up, get that wheel off, and we'll move on from there. Alright, so take that 19mm and rip these off real quick. Okay, once the tire's free, just go ahead, take that off, and we'll set it to the side here, and just kind of go ahead and collect all your lug nuts so you don't lose them, because they like to get kicked across the shop. Cool, so next step, so this is your axle nut here. Move you up a little bit. That's your axle nut. So you're going to take your 36 and zip that off, but first you have to, there's a tab right here. Show you. That little tab right there, you got to pop that out so that this nut can spin. That's like the retaining tab there. So go ahead and grab a punch or a screwdriver, whatever you got. Got a whole thing of punches here. Yeah, that one should work. And we'll grab a little hammer. Just hit it in the notch right there. Give it a couple taps. Cool. That should come off now. You're going to take your 36. If you don't have an impact and you're trying to get this off, it's going to be better to leave the car on the ground. Pop that center cap out of your tire and then break this free before you do anything else, because then you can rely on the car holding the bolt down or holding the wheel from spinning. So if you don't have an impact, do that. I have an impact. So you can see right here, this is where that thing was. You just had to bend it over and pop it in. Alright, so now, this one's already free, so if you don't use anti-seize, or it's your first time ever taking these off of your car, this is going to be most likely seized inside the hub. So you're going to have to take that punch and just hit that in until it moves freely like this. So since it moves freely like that, we'll be able to move on to our next step. Alright, next step is going to be removing your ABS sensor from all their little clips here, so you have some slack in this wire, because what's going to happen is you're going to pull these bolts and nuts out, and then this is going to swing down, and you'll be able to pull your CV axle out that way and then separate it. So you want to make sure your ABS is free, you want to make sure your brake line has as much slack in it as possible, so that's just going to be this 10, and then that'll release it from this bracket right here. And then once that's done, should be no problem getting in there and pulling this all out. So we'll remove those real quick, and then we'll move on to taking these guys out. Alright, so this was actually a 12mm bolt. So 12mm, and then I got this guy out of here. So that's free, that should be plenty of slack. And then you're gonna need an 19 on this side and a 22 on this side. And let's try to set you up here. Alright. And so these are gonna be pretty tight. One. Set that to the side, and one more. Okay, so that's all free now. You just gotta kind of support it and twist it so that these bolts will come out. Try not to bang on the ends of these bolts, you don't want to mess them up. Sheesh. Alright. We'll just zip it out then. And just kind of support it because it is going to try to fall. Oops, that's the wrong size. What's this one? So now it's free. So now this will come forward, free your shock. Okay. So once that happens, you're just gonna kind of try to get this free of there. Pull it out. Sometimes they'll pull out, but sometimes you gotta pry them. All right. So I'll get under there, and I'll show you where you're just trying to pry where this meets on the transmission side. Basically, just want to get underneath there and pop it out straight out, and that's it. So I don't know if I'll be able to show you that, but we'll get it out. All right, so just took a little pry and it came right out. And then now's a good time to kind of inspect the seal right here, make sure everything's good. So that rubber looks pretty good, and there was no leaking from it. So yeah, everything looks good. So I'm just gonna kind of grease the end of the new one. Actually, it might come greased. Grease the end, push it back in, and you got to make sure you engage it. I'll show you that as soon as I get the old new one out and kind of clean up a little bit, so we're not introducing anything into the trans. And we'll move on. Okay, here's a little side-by-side comparison. The driver's side and the passenger side are different lengths, so just make sure you get the right one. And you can see, like, this is the old boot. It's got all kinds of cracks in it. This one's got a pretty decent tear right there, so that just introduces moisture in here, and it ruins the actual joint because it'll rust. So, and then this is the side that's attached to the trans, so you just get something between here and the trans and pry it out, and as soon as it pops out, it'll just come right out. So, and this is the sealing surface where that seal rides, so you want to make sure the seal inside the car is clean from all debris and all that. And this side, it came with some grease already on it, so, and it's going to be living inside the trans, so it gets that CV oil all over it all the time anyway. So yeah, so let's throw it in the car. Another tip, when I was pulling it out, this brake line was kind of under tension. You don't want any tension on these because this is going to be a nightmare to replace if you have to, because then you got to bleed the brakes and everything. So just throw like a jack stand or something underneath this so that it supports it, because it's still attached to the tie rod here, but this side can come down further than you want it to. So just slap a jack stand or a box or something underneath there so that it's stable and it holds your line without tension on it, because you do need some space to get the new one in there, but you don't need that much, so just look out for that. Okay, sorry, that was impossible for me to show you while recording at the same time. But anyway, you just put that in there, make sure it's flush all the way back up against the transmission there, and then you got to bend this side in to get it to go back through your hub. But once you get it back there, just gonna put this back in here. I will edit in the torque specs. I don't remember the torque specs. And then, yeah, you just remount that to there, and then we're gonna torque our axle nut, and we should be all set. Okay, so once you get the axle back in and seated against the trans and through the hub, you can go ahead and push your entire assembly up here and use a tool to go in like the lower hole and kind of lift up and move it around so that this bolt will finally start to go in. And then once this bolt's in, the bottom bolt should be pretty easy. So and just kind of look at all this stuff and make sure it's still structurally sound, and you can put Loctite or whatever you want on there, but I haven't really found a need. If it's tight enough, it doesn't really they're not going to go anywhere. So get everything kind of hand tight, and then where'd the other nut go? There it is. Sweet. So I will run all these in and then get the torque specs for you guys. So next I'm gonna put our new nut on here just to hold everything together. And this one you're just going to tighten, and then you're going to torque it, and then once it's all torqued, you're going to punch in wherever that groove is in the nut, or in the actual shaft. So cool. So it's just going to be that in reverse order, and then I will get the torque specs going here. Alright, there we go. Everything's put back together and torqued. So this one's kind of confusing. Some people say it's 181 and some people say it's like 240 something. Mine only goes to 200, so I did 180, and that's what I did before and nothing happened. So, and then these guys are 116 foot-pounds each. And then that guy, I wouldn't torque it. It's just a little 12mm bolt going into sheet metal, so tight is tight. And then you just push your little nuts back in and your little grommets back on their holders. And I'll throw the wheel back on and get this side, get the other side jacked up. The actual CV joints are different, I forgot to tell you. The driver or passenger side doesn't actually go into the trans. There's like a intermediate shaft that runs from your trans to this little spacer here, and then this actually goes into that. So they are different. You can't, you'd have to try pretty hard to mess it up, but they are different. So all right, I'll get that jacked up and going on the other side. All right, got the car outside. Hopefully the rain stays away. Don't be too concerned when you first drive it, because you might have just a little bit of trans fluid leak out the seal. I was a little worried, but I pulled the whole thing back apart and just like made sure it was reseated, and it was, I think it was just like a little residual inside the seal. So just make sure you clean that up pretty good before you put it back in, otherwise you freak yourself out. But anyway, all good. So we're gonna rip the tire off here and continue. I'll just do this one in kind of hyperlapse so it goes a little faster. Okay, so this was the bad side. You can see this boot was completely disintegrated and it made just a huge mess all over everything in here. Everything's coated in grease. So, but you can see it doesn't go all the way to the trans on this side. It's got that bearing in the middle, that triangle right there. That holds the bearing. So I don't have any issues with that. So I'm not going to change that. If you had any like bearing noises or anything, you could go ahead and replace that. I think it's pretty straightforward for removing a bearing anyway. So yeah, I'll pull this thing all the way out real quick and we'll compare what a new one looks like. Alright, so that's out. So you can see it just hooks into, it's like a spline in there. It's like a bearing. So just make sure that's all clean, make sure it goes on nice. And then, so this is the bad part, obviously. And it's like full of salt and ice and just everything else that's on the roads right now. It almost looks like, no, the band's still there. Right. I was thinking maybe the band popped off, but it just ripped somehow. It does happen. You can get these boots, but you need like a banding kit, and it's kind of a nightmare to get it on over all this stuff. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and replace it. We're gonna throw the new one in. And so that's the same thing. Just make sure you got all the right stuff. Rock Auto is pretty good at giving you the right stuff, so not too concerned about it. The easiest way for me to get this one out that I found was you just get under the front of the car. So go in from underneath the front, and then you can see, and you can hit it out, and it comes out. So, because you can pull on that forever, but the grease seal is gonna keep you from being able to pull that out. So, but yeah, I'll throw this guy back in there, and I double checked the torque spec for this nut, and it does say it's 240. So if you got a torque wrench that'll go that high, might as well. So 240, I think it's like 242 or something. But yeah, I'll throw it back in there. All right, I got it in there. You just kind of slip it on to the shaft in there, and you got to kind of wiggle it, and you got to kind of bend the boot a little bit so that you got the right angle, because it's got to go on straight. And then you're just gonna work it back into here without trying to break your line or bend anything too far, because these boots, they are supposed to bend, but I don't know. I don't think they're supposed to bend as far as you want them to. Probably be easier if you turn the wheel all the way out before you take it off, but that's alright. It came out, so it'll go back in. Alright, I just can't do it with one hand. Alright, got it back in. I just pushed these bolts in, got everything lined back up. Make sure you get your brake line bolt and your ABS clip all in, pushed in, clicked in. If they go back in, and then these guys are gonna get torqued to 116, and then this guy is 242. So, yep, I'll do that and throw it on the ground. All right, all back together again. Just make sure you go around and make sure your lug nuts are all torqued or tight. It says they're supposed to be 80 foot-pounds, but I tighten them to what I can get with what's in the car, just in case I ever have to change tire. So, another little helpful tip: if you take this cap off right here, you can get that nut. And if the car is on the ground like this, you can torque the nut without having to hold the whole assembly with like a breaker bar or something. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you and also saved you some money. So, all right, have a good one.